And we are live, guys. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, Volume 7. Yeah, Volume 7. Here we are. And you guessed it by the three faces y'all see here. These three handsome schmuffs. Metal. Got ACR. We also got our brother, Big Bearded.
Oh, did we already lose you, Metal?
Yeah.
There he is. Okay. All right. It paused on you for a second.
I'm here. Internet's just doing its stupid thing.
Yeah, that's what it does.
They still have yet to fix it.
We have
Internet.
Krista is in the house. Horsepower coffee. Something that sadly all three of us probably need right now. We could probably use a cup of coffee. I'm going to settle for a glass of whiskey.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
Oh, excellent. Wait, what's your whiskey tonight there, Metal?
That's being special with the punch of tenth.
Yes, my favorite.
I'm digging this stuff.
Oh, Robert.
If I drink anything else, it would be ludicrous.
Oh my goodness!
My army glass.
Excellent. That's fantastic. We've got now that everyone on the chat thinks that Metal and ACR have had a stroke. We have Grit and Grace, Robert Ham, Horsepower Coffee with Krista in here. What a great start to the crowd. So as you can see, like Metal introduced,
awesome.
got the three dudes in here, and we are blessed to have Jackson, Big Bearded Warrior, back joining us. Kind of an impromptu thing. Welcome, good sir. Thank you for popping in and joining us this evening. Last minute.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I appreciate the invite.
We were going to talk. We brought you on specifically to talk about My Little Pony. So
it's my favorite subject, actually. So.
I knew it was either that or goon shit. I was like, well, Care Bears. No one has time for Care Bears, but maybe you're a brony. I don't know. No. So tonight's topic, kind of a fun one, and I don't want anyone thinking that we're doing some rerun bullshit, because we're not. That's not how we roll. But on this episode of Whiskey Wednesday, with all the cool gang that we have in the chat here and the replay crew, we're going to talk about bag kits. Bag kits. And everyone's like, well, y'all, my best Karen voice. I need to speak to your manager. And you talked about get home bag. Well, we're not just talking about get home bags. We're not just talking about get home bags. We're going to talk about all the bags. All the bags tonight. So let's talk about those different types of bags. Let's look at the so first of all, I don't know about the other two gentlemen in here. All right, we're going to get in close. I'm a bag whore, just so everyone knows. Yes, I know it's so risque.
Kate Spade, Michael Kors, Valentino. Like I've seen them. I've seen them, guys.
Right. They go really well with my hot pink pumps. And the
elephant thong.
Don't forget the thong. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, the pink elephant thong can't go wrong there. Well, we could. It can go very wrong there.
Very wrong.
But I am one of those guys. I am a sucker for a bag. I am, and but also know things are expensive, right? And you have so many different kits. Like me personally, I have an EDC bag. I have a work bag. I've got a get home bag. I've got, I don't really have an inch bag. Because I don't necessarily believe in that concept personally, not knocking it. It's just not my thing. There's Minuteman bags, there's patrol bags, there's all the bags. There's personally my most recent favorite that I'm currently working on that I'm going to let my main man Big Bearded Warrior expand upon the goon bag, which, maybe that goon bag is kind of an encompass of all the things I just said. But we're gonna kind of talk about bags a little bit. We're gonna talk about maybe some of the crap that you don't need in that bag, maybe some of the crap you do need in that bag, and how do you do this? How do you put these bags together and make it make sense? Because you don't want the wife going, wait a minute, you got like 15 bags, like you're starting to look like ACR there. So
the best way to put the bag together, family.
It doesn't matter as
Dom
long as you
Toretto,
got
guys.
family.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Metal. Jackson's gonna beat you on the voice every time. It's just
Well, Vin Diesel is actually black.
I'm sorry. My internet is absolutely ape shit tonight. No way.
I did know Vin Diesel was black. I mean, thank you for pointing me out to be a racist there.
I thought he was Italian.
No, dude, yeah, like seriously, like I don't know when like he decided like he wasn't black anymore.
Oh
But,
wait,
like,
really?
no, yeah, for real. Like Vin Diesel like started like
For real?
marketing
I thought he was
himself
like
as,
Italian or some shit.
No, he's black, like for real. He's like actually like black, like
Yeah.
He's like a black dude, and he has a twin brother.
No, I know he's black. I thought you were saying he said he wasn't black and he was Italian. I was like, he might be black.
Oh no, like he tries to like say like now that he's like Dominican or something. I can't remember. I'm like, bro, you're black. Calm down. Like, you know it. I know it.
You're right. Yeah. Come on, let's.
All these years I've been living in a lie. I thought he was like Italian or something.
You got to go back and look at him like in movies like when he still had hair, and then it'll all like make sense. And like you'll be like, okay, this makes way more sense. Like, yeah, he's black.
Oh, and like Swinging It Sideways Volume 3.
Wait, hold on. Wait, did John come in? Where's John? Let's wait.
I have a question for John. Like, did John like ever do any work with Stallone when he was doing his thing in the industry? So Stallone was he was the Italian stallion for real.
He was, but Stallone's also he's got ACR and John by probably 30 years.
I've always pictured John as like a 70s like phenomenon. Like I've always envisioned him with the stash, the banana shorts,
leisure suits.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No, that's funny. That's John was definitely a 90s 2000s era. Yeah. So he has all the STDs. No, he doesn't.
He might, but it doesn't correlate.
Right.
It doesn't transmit if you're not looking them in the eye. It doesn't.
Right.
And apparently it's frowned upon to go peekaboo like that.
You now have herpes.
Merry fucking Christmas.
Gotcha, bitch.
Oh my gosh. And we're 10 minutes in and we've only had like 3 sips. This is going to be a good one.
That's how like tired I am.
Right. We're going off of strict, caffeine no-dos here. So let's I guess Metal, let's let you start here a little bit and then we'll move it on over to Jackson there.
When you're talking about packs, fit your needs, not your wants and desires. Fit your actual needs, what you need to do what you're doing. If I'm just going on a day hike, I'm not going to with the family or something, I'm not going to take like a 100-liter rucksack and kit it all up with mags and everything else. No, I'm going on a little hike with the fam. I can take like a little Small pack can be fine. So choose the pack that's going to fit your needs. If you're doing Minuteman stuff, choose a pack accordingly. If you're just a prepared person, choose a pack accordingly. Minutemen, I suggest you have some packs that can fall into the fray, as we'll talk here after a bit with Jackson. Pick some packs that are going to fall into the fray and fall into the, invisible, so to speak. I don't like saying gray because gray is a color and it does stand out in some instances. I like saying fade into the shadows, fade into the invisible, fade into the naked eye. A grain of sand in the eye can hide a mountain. Be that grain of sand. So choose packs that are going to fit your needs and what you're doing, like your footwear. I mean, somebody might choose high heels to go out and like tromp around the woods, but only if they're like an LG HD TV or something. But for your prepared people, just the prepared folk, you're probably looking at having something like a get home style bag, something in your vehicle that you can get home with. And as I said, something family, to be able to help your family get home. If your wife or your husband or son, daughter has a vehicle out, something, if they get stuck in the snow, they can use to get home. Prepared folks, you're probably going to have to think about something like a get out bag, something to get you out from your home if you have to make an exodus. And you may need something like an inch or a ruck. It's up to you. Depending on what your situation is, everything is, I hate to say it, Met TC when it comes to a lot of this stuff. It truly is. And I'm sure you guys would agree. The Minuteman folk, the young Thundercats that are out there too. You're going to need some type of get home kit. Maybe not just a bag, but it might actually be a kit. Chest rig, belt, something, right? You're also going to be looking at some type of ruck, something that's going to be able to sustain you while you're out doing the things, being the cool guy, right? Probably looking at like a 3-day kit, 3-day pack, be able to keep you out for comfortably 3 days, but you can stretch it to 4 if you have to. And some type of assault style pack. Your assault packs, it's mostly going to be combat, but minimal sustainment, just like basic first aid type stuff, maybe IFAC type stuff to restock if you have to, and maybe a little survival. Very minimal as far as calories to keep you going. Your 3-day, it's kind of be a mixture of both, but not really in a long-term use case scenario. And your ruck as a Minuteman, it's going to be heavier sustainment, and I hate to tell you, it's going to be heavier, potentially heavier combat loadout. But in all things, keep it simple. Keep it simple. You don't need to go throwing a cappuccino machine in there. You don't need the blow-up mattress. You don't need all the flashy things like you're staying at the Trump Towers, the Trump Towers. It's great. No, you're not going to need that crap. Just embrace the suck.
Johnny Depp might want the blow-up doll, but that's a story.
But he sleeps inside the blow-up doll.
That's right.
Not on.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So catching up on the chat, boy, we have the hell of a crowd here. We've got Twin Arrow Survival. We've got Randall's Little Adventure, Mama Bear, Homestead Med, Sister Krista, Horsepower
Cajun.
Coffee, Grit and Grace, Robert Ham, Cajun. I think it's Viking Cajun. Who else have I missed?
Our brother Randall Little Adventures.
Randall's Little Adventures. Yep, saw him in
DJ,
there.
Metalhead Mercenary.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, he must really like eggplants. He must really love those eggplants. That's all I'm saying. That's
what flavor you got there, Jackson?
Oh,
Rolling Rock today.
Welcome. Oh yeah. Savage came in at a weird time. When Johnny Depp's in here, it's always a weird time. That's all I'm saying. So, welcome, chat. So, Jackson, let's get your input on some of these bags. Like, what are some of your takeaways? Like, if you're if you're putting together some of these bags, what are some things you're looking at personally?
As far as like EDC, I've over like the last couple of years, I've kind of like made it my EDC a little heavier. I believe in like extended capabilities, force multiplication. So I have like, it's like a layered system, right? Like I have like what I carry on my body, and then my oh shit, like gotta go grab the fucking 10.5 or something. Like we're really in it now. So I carry like the Vertex long walk bag. And then I also carry the Vertex Long Walk fanny pack. My fanny pack, that's like my IFAC essentially. I have that on my body every single day. But then I also carry like knick-knack EDC shit, mostly stuff that I use for work. So like lock picking kit, which I think is something that more people should like learn how to do and look into, because gaining entry is pretty important, especially when you're thinking about preparedness, So I keep like a lock picking kit, flashlight, multi-tool. Every man should carry a multi-tool. Especially like, I feel like people, especially like if you're in the service and whatnot, then you really have that understanding of like the importance of a multi-tool, because you never know when you're going to need to, rip around out of your fucking, like whatever. Weird shit that you're gonna be doing, So that's like what I carry, like as far as like bag wise, like in my Vertex backpack, like I carry my folded AR just in case, whatever. If I have to do some hood rat shit with the homies, I carry 3 extra mags, a flashbang, and a mask, because concealing the identity is equally as important, especially when you're thinking of doing hood rat shit.
Because goon lives matter.
Exactly, goon lives matter. Yes, exactly.
Just like, so you know, I've been waiting for you to say hood rat shit with the homies the entire fucking time. Just so you know,
I know.
I've been waiting. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
So what I really have gotten into recently is, so like I keep like a big medical bag in my like amongst my things, and that's mostly just because for what I do, that's what I'm using more than anything, like especially like grabbing like Narcan or something like that. Those are like, like, and I think medical is something that like people are really neglecting on all fronts. And I think like that should be a separate system of its own. That should be something that you have. It has its own bag. Like, is even for like, even if you're not the medic, but you have a medic in your group, you still got to sustain the medic's kit, right? So I feel like, you should have, as an, especially if you have a group, you should have like extra medical supplies for your designated, medic or whatever. So like that should be like a bag, like you could toss off to your homie, hey, go fix the other homie. He's fucked up. He got shot in the face. So like that's something I've gotten like big on building out, is like
I don't think
bag systems like that. Hey, he might get lucky like 50 Cent, all right? They say the man got shot in the face. Somehow he was still able to rap. But might get lucky. Just look a little weird.
What was he shot in the face by? Whatever Diddy was packing?
Probably. That's a good question right there. It was baby oil.
Oh my eyes! I got you, bitch.
You owe me a record deal.
It was a bad boy baby eagle. Spitting Johnson and Johnson baby oil.
Oh,
but so like I've never really been big on like inch bags either. Like I have like my designated, like, all right, I gotta go to the woods. We are in the woods doing fucking Red Dawn type shit. I have like my ruck, stuff like that. I've never really been like, all right, I'm leaving my home. I'm not coming back, because that's just not like, this is like what we're going to defend. This is like, like what, this is my line in the stand, I guess. And I'm more set up to defend this place. Like being at home, like, like everyone, like, I feel like, oh my God, the shit hits the fan. People are like, I gotta go. I gotta leave. No, you gotta stay the fucking side and mind your business. Let the dumbasses kill each other. And then maybe like in a few months, maybe leave, and that's like why it's important to be stacking food, stacking water, because all that Gucci gear, all those bags and everything, they're all great, but if you starve to death, it's not going to matter.
Like, exactly.
I'm going to take your good ass shit when you're fucking laying there with a distended stomach because you're hungry as fuck.
It's like, I'm not going to even waste a bullet on you. I'm just going to wait till he starves to death.
I'm going to wear him out by dragging a sandwich in front of him, make him.
I was just going to say that, literally. Oh, you got to be quicker than that.
Oh, got $1.
Yeah. So now that it's been verified that all three of us are the biggest assholes in the world.
So like, ACR, so like in your poorness for bags, what is like the one bag that you swear by, that works, like that you will swear by, like no one can tell you different?
As far as like the quality of a bag or the mission of the bag?
The quality of the bag.
So I don't have anything super high end. That being said, like I also know that things are expensive. So I do have an Eberly stock Bandit, which I've turned that was a gift. I turned that into my get home bag, and I like it because it's light, it's tough. The fact that it's smaller forces me to not put everything in the kitchen sink in it. It forces me to be like, okay, strategically pack this bag. You're 40 miles from home. Your goal is you need water, some sustainment, whether that sustainment be ammo or food or something like that. As far as shelter, the shelter in it's a poncho, because all I'm going to do is just hunker down, wait for the rain, and I'm going to try to buy. I mean, I have to cross Houston. Like I have to literally, if worst case scenario, if all that shit goes down and EMP and the truck's not working and I haven't jacked somebody for their shit, like if I have to walk that, it's like, okay, it's probably going to be 2 days. It's probably going to be a 2-day walk. That's 20 miles a day. That's going to suck, especially if it's like August. Yeah. And so it's all water and sustainment. And I'm going to rest just enough to get some calories and try not to run into any hazards, essentially. So I like that. I also have a lot of 511 bags. I do like 511. I think they're affordable for what they are, but they are kind of high end in a way. And so I also mentioned the LA Police gear, because the LA Police gear series clones the 511, at least the Rush series there. So I think, and I walk a lot with my 511 bags, my Jesus Christ, LA Police gear and the elderly stock. And I think that's the other part of that, is having those bags and wearing them and finding out what design works for you. Because one thing I really like about the Eberly stock is that I'm already a big dude, right? And so if I throw on a massive, I don't need to be any wider. Shit, that's why I'm working out, to get narrower. I don't want to be any wider. So I like the fact that if I can have all my stuff on my back and have it more vertical lined up, but not, I also don't want it towering over me either, then it's a bitch. But you're only going to know what those bags feel like by putting them on and doing the miles. And that's a fact. I mean, I know Twin was talking about the Alice pack. Great pack. Man, that large Atlas, that's a big ass bag. That's I mean, and then when you load it down, like it's a big honking bag. And I'm not saying it's not comfortable or there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying you got to put that on a walk with it because that shit is heavy. And it's I mean, it could be heavy. I know Metal's chomping at the bit to jump on here.
No, I was gonna say keep going. I'll be right back. I'm the only one home here, and I just heard something loud up there, so I'm gonna grab one of my hidden special friends, Mousekatools, and go check things out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be here. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about you the whole time. But go ahead, yeah.
Oh no.
No, I was just gonna say I think the bag is important because when you're putting the stuff together, don't get a bag that's so cheap that you put everything in and all your shit falls out because the threads fucking come undone and it rips apart. But at the same time, do you need to go out and buy the most high-end bag? I don't think you do. Like, I mean, I've beaten the shit out of a lot of my stuff. Not intentional. I'm not going to sit there and be like, hey, Jackson, we're going to throw this 511 bag. We're going to go 95 miles an hour down this gravel road. And then we're going to be like, why is the bag fucked up? Well, I wonder. But what's realistic if I have that bag on and I fall and I either slide down a hill or down pavement or stairs or something like that. Like I know some of y'all are like, I hope that fat ass falls downstairs. That'd be funny as shit. Like someone's going to, but I think
we talked about Condor earlier today, and I feel like a lot of people give Condor shit, but most people aren't even pushing themselves. You know, like people will talk shit about airsoft, but if you've ever watched an airsoft game, those dudes are like pushing. They're working. Like I think like Blue Jean Operator, he goes and puts in work. He does it. He's a avid airsofter, and he talks about how it's a great source of training. So I hate when people be like, oh, that's airsoft gear. I'm like, you can't even run a fucking mile. Like, like what are you talking about airsoft gear? Like, if you've ever watched an airsoft game, those dudes are like running, jumping, crawling. They're fighting. They're doing all the things, and they're putting their gear to the test. Like, they understand their kit better than most people. So I feel like that's something like you can't really, knock shit unless you're like for real putting like your stuff through the test. Like it's not meant to like be pretty. It's meant to be
used.
Nasty. Yes. Yep. Yes, exactly.
Like you said, one of the analogies I love to use, you got these mofos talking all this shit and they can't walk up a flight of stairs and they're afraid of spiders. So
or afraid to like get punched in the face. Like
right.
There are too many men that have not been punched in the face, and so many people they'll be like, yeah, it's gonna be like Red Dawn. I'm like, you've never been in a fist fight. Shut the fuck up. Like you're talking about going out, getting into fucking gunfights, and you can't fight. And that's a conversation I have a lot. You'd be surprised, actually. Everyone thinks they're gonna just like run out. It's more gonna be like, but women, yeah. So like, for me, like, I've really like, I see like my vehicle like is like a big extension of like my kit. And so when I think about get home bags and stuff like that, since I spend most of my time in my vehicle, like that is like, I guess in like everyone's like dystopian, like they're having to like walk home or something like that. Realistically, for me, it's like, all right, like, do I have enough gas in the tank to get home? Or if I run out of gas, do I have reserve gas? Do I have maps? Because I'm always in crazy, weird places and I can't rely on signal. So one big thing that I started doing is like I printed out like maps of like, say if I'm here in Wisconsin, like I printed out maps of like the counties that I'm mostly in and a route, like 5 different routes from where I'm typically at to my house. And then I break it down to like, all right, well, if I need to sustain myself, or if I need something on this like said trip, then what I looked into was like bus routes. And like I feel like public transportation is a weapon that most people don't think about using, but it is a weapon.
Yes, it is.
Even if you're not physically hopping on the bus or the trolley or whatever, if you just memorize those routes, then you can be like, hey, well, I know like this route, it passes through Walmart or it passes through Walgreens or it passes through the hospital. So I can take this route and get to the hospital because my dumbass got shot because I fucking tried to go play Rambo.
Well, kind of circling back to those bus routes. I know you and I have had some sidebar conversations and stuff on public transportation and stuff like that. And I live in a pretty big city, the 4th largest in the United States. We have a light rail, like a train. We have the buses and stuff like that. I have not confirmed this, but I am willing to bet that there's an app that you can use no matter where you live of a metro setup. I'm if there's not, I'm going to go invent that. I'm going to be rich and y'all can fucking come with me and we're going to go fucking party because that's a brilliant idea. And why not use technology where you can to help you out? Everyone has one of these. And right now everything's working, and why not take advantage of that and go take a half a day and go catch the bus and go see what it's like. Now, are there going to be weirdos on there? Yeah. Trust me. There's like you're gonna run into nut jobs, but you know what else you're gonna run into? I see executives on buses. I see all kinds of people because, hey, you know what? I can take my car 5 miles and go to this hub and I can drive into work. And you know what? Yeah, it's going to take me, it may take me 30 minutes to drive into work. And then I got to pay for parking and all that other stuff. Or I can drive 5 minutes to the hub and it might take me 40 minutes to get to work. And I may have to walk a block. I don't have to worry about parking. I've learned something. I can do work on the bus. I can make a phone call or whatever. You're right. I think public transportation is an understatement and is definitely underused, even by me personally. I should absolutely use it more. I need to go out and do it. I used to at one time utilize it for some work that you and I have talked about, but yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, oh, sorry, Metal.
No, where I live, there is zero of that.
Really? Oh, because you're probably like out more in the
like we're out in the sticks, like literally I'm out in the mountains. But like the two closer big towns, cities, I guess you'd call them, like Johnstown and Greensburg, they have public transportation. We don't here. So it's like, for me, for the public transportation, I've taken it plenty of times and I'm totally on board and agree with you.
So
for me in my situation, it doesn't work because we don't have it.
Have you either of you guys thought about like HAR, you're in the city. So have you ever thought about stash vehicles like at a storage unit or something like that? Like stashing a vehicle like motorcycle or whatever, even a bicycle, like whatever, anything, a car, like something that you can get to that like this point, like a storage facility, get in, get your vehicle and get out and have like extended capabilities in this vehicle. Like this is your get home vehicle at this point. And I guess the same question for you, Metal, like have you thought about that? Like, so is that something that you could do in your situation?
So I'll go first, and I'm going to answer this in a couple different parts. Yes, I've thought about it. But here's one of the hangups. If to do something like that, I honestly think one of your best solutions, like whether it be a bike, an e-bike, a motorcycle, a car, your safest place to do something like that would probably be a storage unit. And I'm going to say, Here's why. Because let's say you have a parking garage downtown. I'm sorry, Stella's barking at Amazon. If you leave a car parked at a street or a park or in a garage and you leave it for too long, that shit will get towed. Like, and that's a real thing. Like, I literally just saw it when I was going for one of my walks the other day. One of these vehicles was marked and it's like, oh, you got X amount of days before the county comes and tows it. So I think to effectively do that, at least where I'm at, because they are Johnny on the spot with that stuff. Even with a bike, like let's say you have a bike chained up at like some bike rack somewhere downtown. If it's in front of a business and that's business proper property, after X amount of time, someone's going to say, this bike's been here for 3 months. What the hell? And they're going to cut the chain and then they're going to go sell your bike or something. But I do like where your head's at. Or take, yeah. So I think finding a place to securely keep that so that those assets are available is a great idea. But I think the day of just being able to have it out and about, I don't think it's gonna. Even in like smaller towns or areas where y'all are, it wouldn't surprise me if you'd run into the same issue. I may be wrong though. You're up.
Yeah, I'd take myself off mute. The way I look at it, because of my terrain and where I'm at and how I have to do things, for me in my situation, if I'm trying to get home from work, because that's the furthest I go generally, give or take, unless I go see my brother or go see one of my nephews or niece or something, or go see friends, family, whatever. But the furthest I'd go is work during my regular week. So somewhere in between there, I would have to find a place to stash said vehicle. So my ultimate goal is to get home. Okay, 14 miles, get home. If I can make it to that rally point, we'll call it Rally Point Alpha. If I get stopped before Rally Point Alpha, I'm going to Rally Point Alpha to get what would work best for me here would be a dirt bike. Because I can still dip and trip down the roads, but I can also cut off into the backwoods if I have to. Because I know a lot of trails and stuff from out there to where I live. So I'd have to ditch that somewhere. Rally Point Alpha for me would be with somebody I know at their home. That way I know it's got its security built in. I don't have to lock it in the storage shed because we don't have anything like that out here. So somebody I know along the route, I can ditch that there, have it there, throw an extra 2.5 gallon can on the back, bungee cord it in, and then I can roll. There are different things like that, like side-by-sides, quads, dirt bikes. You got your, what are they? The Mahindras, like the little Jeeps.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff like that I know people here in our state have stashed somewhere at a relative's place or something like that. Should they need it, they have it. So we kind of do it like that up here in the mountains. But it's one of those things too. If I'm not that way, I know if I'm down further east, I know if I need something, I got enough homies along the way that have like 5 extra quads that I could snag one and a couple cans of gas and be on my way.
That's kind of like my thought process in general. Like when it comes to, I guess, preparedness, like I said, I don't ever really plan on like bugging out, because realistically here, like I have enough homies that if I needed to, like, I could be like, hey, like, I need help, some fucking crackheads are trying to like break in or something, like, or I don't know, fucking Chineses are dropping out of the sky, like, whichever. Probably the crackheads would happen first, but especially where I live.
Crackheads are afoot, sir.
I literally have Section 8 housing like right down the road from me here.
Same here. Like it's some Section 8 type shit was just happening. That's why I almost fought my neighbor today, because I was like, this is not the ghetto. Like, calm down. Stop beating up your girlfriend, Tyrone. No,
right.
No, but so I like recently realized that like I do need to like when I used to do cool stuff for a living, I had like stashed vehicles and whatnot. I even at one point like I had a bike for something that a job I was doing before. So I had a bike. I lived in a hotel at the time for my job. Uh, so I had this bike. I had the wheels in my room, and then the body of the bike, the frame, I stashed it like behind the hotel, and I was able to get to it right outside the window of the back window of my hotel. So if I needed to, I can easily hop out that window. I had a backpack, like had a go bag. I was able to just throw that on, hop out the window, grab my frame, hop another wall, put the bike together, and then I was able to go. And I tested this often. I was able to do it all within 2 minutes. And yeah, and that was like, and you'd be surprised. I had to like do that drill in actuality, and I was glad that I trained for it. So now, like, I'm like thinking like I'm gonna have a vehicle like in the work that I do now. Like, I have a bunch of different vehicles, like for the work I do. And I'm like, well, I should take one of these and like stash it somewhere. And I could, if I realistically, for where I live, I could stash it anywhere in the city and it would be perfectly fine because you just see shit like that all the time. Like there's abandoned vehicles, all kinds of stuff all over the place. But kind of like I would rather put it in a storage unit just for that added layer of protection and that peace of mind. Especially if I feel like if something is happening, people are going to be looking for vehicles too still.
Right.
So that's something that I'm working on now. And it's just like an extension of Get Home system or, like that's just my new train of thought, I guess, because I carry everything that I need on me every day. So especially like my goon bag, as you like to say. And that's really just like popping out with the extended capability.
Right.
Now, do you keep like a PC or anything like in your goon bag or like a low vis plate carrier or anything like that? Like,
so in my bag, I do not. Now, what I'd like to do personally is get a plate insert for a bag. I think doing something like that would be probably more realistic, and just because well, you know what, I'm not trying to steal any of Metal's glory here. I think this is the perfect segue into Big Bearded Warrior's book.
Absolutely, I concur, fine sir.
Yeah. And if you haven't checked it out, if you haven't been on Big Bearded Warrior's website, you need to check out that book. And it's one of those, well, 3 books actually. And it's really an eye opener, and it gets you thinking. And I know we got a lot of folks in here that are of various backgrounds and various ideas of what things look like if there's a societal collapse in some ways. One thing that Warrior and I have talked about multiple times is 85% of us still live in town or suburbs. All right, me included. Not saying that any of us here may or may not have options to make it more rural, like, or get out to something like that. But until you do, bitch, you're in town. You're just, and so his books will open up your mind on some different things, because guess what? If myself, Jackson, and Metal all go out to some property that Metal has, and we're wearing chest rigs and carrying rifles and got our packs on and everything, that's great. Like, we've got everything in the kitchen sink with us, doing our hood rat shit with our homies, and it's fine. Go into Houston wearing that same fucking thing. That's all I'm going to say. Like, go into Houston wearing that. looking like G.I. Joe. And I'm sorry, the person's probably going to shoot you is HPD, Harris County, me, somebody.
Right.
So, you know, it's going to be an eye opener. It's one of those thinking about where the average person, the realistic scenarios of, okay, we're not in the, like, the wood stuff is important. I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, because you still got to have that. But if you're going to be anywhere near a city, even if there's some collapse or something, guess what? You're eventually going to want to resupply, which means your ass is going into that city. And if you go in there looking like you're doing hood rat shit with your homies, there's going to be some dude on a rooftop at fucking 500 meters dropping you like a sack of potatoes.
It's probably going to be Korean too.
Right?
Tony Moon is going to get you.
Yeah. But if you just,
my dude still trains. Dude still trains.
The rooftop
Legitimately,
Korean?
Tony Moon still trains. The original rooftop Korean, Tony Moon, still trains to this day.
Yeah. But going in looking like a regular folk, wearing a t-shirt and having a JanSport backpack that may still have an AR pistol and all the supplies and stuff, but you just look like a nobody. You become invisible. You become part of the sheeple, fucking going wherever you're going. So you need to go check out his books, and you need to think about that stuff, because it's not as important as it is to be in the woods and do that stuff. It's equally as important to be able to navigate town. And I'm glad we talked about earlier about public transportation and everything else. Key maps. I want to do a poll right now. Does anybody know what a key map is? Well, I know you two do, but like, hey, wait,
wait a minute.
Thanks for making me look like an asshole.
Wait a minute.
But you know, like, it's one of those, knowing your towns and knowing your cities and knowing those routes, because again, we talked about having the apps and everything and having maps on our phones, and it's awesome. Enjoy that now. But if some shit goes down and you're down on Thompson Street in Houston and all these buildings are around you, you can't even see the sun to see which direction is north. You're going to need to know the streets. Like, I'm being funny, but I'm not being funny. Like, you literally can't see shit because you're surrounded by buildings. So,
I mean, I've seen a lot of cops get fucked up because they didn't know how to tell directions. And so when you're on the radio and you're needing to relay, hey, I need help, I'm over here, I'm facing this direction, but you give the wrong information. So now you're sending your backup the wrong way when you really need them in crucial moments. That's shit that you need to think about. Like,
yeah.
You know, and then especially like radio etiquette, I guess, like being able to like not panic and like give that information clearly. So then your homies are like, okay, he's here, we're here, he needs help, this is what's going on, this is who's there, this is what we need to expect, let's go do the hood rat shit. Like, and especially if you're in an urban area, it might be like, these motherfuckers are trying to steal my shit or whatever. They're like, we had the conversation the other day about if there were an occupying force in your neighborhood and you had to kid up about other people helping you, or are you having to face these numbers alone? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this is, if you need to hit your homies up and be like, hey, I'm over here in this part of the neighborhood, I'm by the lake or whatever. Then your other homie's like, well, I don't know which way is west.
Wait a minute.
It's that way.
I think he said north.
He went west.
Wait a minute.
But you're right. Like, it's equally as important for you to be able to give out your location and know how to get out of it as it is if I'm in trouble and I'm letting you guys know where I'm at. Y'all need to know the area enough to, like, okay, So Andrew's stuck in because his retarded ass went to some fucking protest that he didn't belong to, and now he's stuck and he needs a way out. But all the shit's fucking blocked off either by law enforcement, either legit block off, or by people. How do you bypass all that? And you've got to, for the same reason. If I,
well, first off, it's not Andrew that's stuck at the protest. It was definitely Johnny, because he was probably trying to bang some fucking Black Lives Matter chick.
Either that or it was Andrew protesting mayonnaise.
Right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's more realistic right there. It's like, mayonnaise.
Fuck mayonnaise.
Fuck mayonnaise.
That's how Andrew changes his look. Like, oh, Andrew's gonna go protest mayonnaise. That's the guy.
Yeah, there's
Casino man
like that. Talking about mayonnaise and fuck it.
No weasel juice. Buff nuts. Ooga.
Yeah.
Keeps on talking about there is semen in all the mayonnaise.
The only time
jump in with then. After you're done, I want to jump in something.
The only time Johnny Depp is doing is if he's contributing to the mayonnaise. That's
the mayonnaise pool.
That's right. Yeah, Gen X is in the chat, like trying to defend himself, like I didn't start it this time. Like,
you're right, I did. I don't like mayonnaise either.
Oh my gosh. But I think this is a good segue into these different kits. I know we've kind of talked a little bit about the price points and stuff like that and the different bags, but like if you're doing Minuteman goon shit in the woods, you should have a pack that's probably camo and mollied and everything like that, and like doing that stuff. But if you're in town, you don't want to look like you're soldiering. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to look. I want to look like the biggest dweeb in the world. Like, oh, we're gonna get his gaming computer. Like fucking something like that. Like, oh, we're gonna go play Fortnite on his computer. It's probably password protected with, well, whatever.
I'm using Norton antivirus.
So, that guy's definitely a virgin.
Oh, behave, baby. Like,
I have a girlfriend. Her name is Jill.
Jill.
And her twin sister, Jill.
Pamela Henderson.
I know her quite well. Quite well. That's
something I wanted to
talk
about
a threesome last night. I did.
Something I want to touch on. No Diddy.
Something he talked about baby oil and everything.
Hey,
something I want to touch on.
$20 is $20.
Something else I want to get into here before we jump back into the bags here. You're talking about operating in an urban environment. You said about the radios and hitting on the radio and not sounding like a freaking idiot. Remember, it is called a push to talk, not a push to think. If you have to get yourself to a position so you can think about what you're going to say, so you can say it clear and concise to your homies that are coming to help you do hood rat shit.
Well, what's important, and Andrew and I, we talked about this morning, is this is an underrated piece of kit right here. This is one of the most underrated pieces of kit there are, because the ability to relay information back, it's extremely important. So, and especially after an exchange, so people that were in the military, people that were in law enforcement, what after action reports are. So being able to hey, there were 2 male crackheads. I shot one in the face. No.
Wait a minute.
The other one took off running.
You'll find him because he has shit chucked in his pants.
He tried to take my mayonnaise and my jelly beans out of my JanSport bag.
And I gave him the mayonnaise. I gave the monster the mayonnaise.
But I ain't giving up them jelly beans.
No.
Those are my jelly beans. You got any jelly beans?
That's right.
I love jelly beans.
And you're not taking the two
I ended up
favorite
with
best,
the crack and the jelly beans.
and the two best jelly beans. And it's gonna sound racist as fuck. The black jelly bean and the white jelly bean are the two best fucking jelly beans. I'm just saying.
You're definitely a serial killer if you eat the black jelly bean. You're a fucking serial killer. This all makes sense now. Oh God, this all makes sense.
Stella just kicked in the door and said, "Did he say like black jelly beans?" Gone.
Wait a minute.
Stella just moved out.
that was the look
She has the little stick with the bandana. Their shit. She's like, I'm taking my favorite bone, by the way.
I'm going to old Mexico.
She squats on the rug as she leaves.
This conversation has gone sideways.
But another thing, to reel it back in a little bit here, dealing in the urban environment. What am I? I'm a utility worker, right? I've been a service guy, a technician, a utility worker. You ever thought about using high vis, like the reflective shirts and the high vis, looking like a freaking highlighter?
Yeah. I gained entry into a lot of places using high vis. Like I literally keep a vest in my vehicle for that exact reason, or like a clipboard. If you walk around with a high vis vest and a clipboard and you just look like you belong, no one fucking questions you. I've literally gone into businesses, gotten on forklifts, fucking got close to someone. I was like, hey, such and such. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And like, I got up and was like, hey, you're coming with me. Because I just looked like I belonged.
I used to do security risk assessments for some places. And one of the things I did, throw on high vis, I wore work boots and, the cargo pants type stuff. And throw on the high vis, had a ball cap on, a clipboard, and I had a clip thing on my pocketed shirt that I had one of those like retractable like badge things, and in it literally was a 3x5 index card that I took and I cut out a little picture of me and stuck on it. And what it said on it was, I'm literally just a dude. Don't take this serious. And I gained access to this facility, actually multiple facilities, but this one specific facility because I knew the head of maintenance. I knew their name. I knew who they were. I knew what their extension was because I used the phone tree to call in and listen to the whole thing, jot down. I had that and I said, hey, I'm so-and-so with whatever. I'm here to talk to this guy. He's at this extension. He said, whenever I come in, just have you guys page him. Oh yeah, no problem. The guy came in and I dropped him like 2 minutes into the tour. I'm like, gotcha, bitch.
So it's funny. It's funny you talk about that. So literally today. So I'm going to circle back to Warrior's book. Sometimes when you're in these environments, kind of, and again, touching on what Metal's saying, like if you look like you're supposed to be there, nobody questions it. So I was telling Warrior, and Metal came in the studio when I was talking about it. I do attend this hiring event today, and I set it up at a hotel because conference rooms and all that other stuff. And so those of you that know me, like the way I dress right now, like I'm telling you, if anyone, no one knows at my work that I have a channel, right? Like the way I am at work is totally different. Like I'm wearing a suit, I'm wearing nice clothes. I'm not dressed like I'm homeless like I am right now with the vest that pisses everybody off. And so I'm at this hotel and it's a fucking nice hotel. It's a nice hotel. And I've been there before and I'm pissed because I'm trying to get access to this passageway to where we're doing the hiring event. I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers locked this door. Well, guess I need to find another way. And I was like, so I just don't care what the sign says. Oh, authorized personnel only, hotel staff only. I just go in and guess, you know how many people I walk past and no one said shit to me? Just walking by, it's like, how you doing? And I just walk right past it like,
doing a good job.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, hey, awesome.
Hey, Jim was looking for you a little bit ago.
Yeah. Great job. Keep up the good work. I was talking with Sally. We're going to work on that promotion. Go talk to Metal about it later. We'll see you. Yeah. So, but doing that, yeah.
So it's interesting that you bring that up because I posted a question the other day on my community page, and the question was literally like, all right, you had 10 minutes notice that there was going to be sweeps coming through. You're in enemy territory. There's sweeps coming through. You had 10 minutes to get the fuck out. What are you doing? A lot of people said walk out the front door and blend in with the crowd. And that's the worst thing you can do. Correct answer is, look for service tunnels, service exits, shit like that. Like those are spaces that there's no cameras in. So you want to utilize dead spaces whenever you can. So it's funny that you said that because I think people are afraid. They're like, oh, I'm not supposed to go through there.
If it's unlocked, I'm going through. And if it's locked,
right,
I'm going to pick it.
Yeah, exactly. Or even just stealing a key, like, stealing a key off of a maintenance worker, a maid, whatever. Like, I love, like, when I used to do cool shit, I used to steal fucking hotel master keys from housekeepers all the time.
They leave them on the fucking trays.
On the
all
cart,
the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And I would just walk by and I would have like a box cutter or a knife or whatever. And I would just, because they were normally on those little things. Yeah. And I would just like, and I'd be gone. I have access to the entire building, essentially. I don't give a fuck.
How do you think Johnny Depp hooked up so many times? No.
Probably meeting strange men in hotel bars. But,
that's his business.
Johnny Depp says like it's not gay if you can say their name backwards.
But like gay what you were saying about going,
that's right.
Yeah, right. But what you were saying about going out the back or like taking this access tunnel or something like that. In the teams I was in, I answered the question too, but I answered it differently for a different reason because of what my job was. I would be the guy that had to go out the front as the distraction. So I answered it truthfully from my life experience, what I've had to do. Like I'm just one of two dudes that walks out the front that they tail us so that the actual element can GTFO.
Yeah.
We were the
so like I always think like so anytime like when I was police and if we were like the unit that I was in like later in my career, the unit I was in, I did surveillance for a living, and I surveilled repeat violent offenders. And so if you're a criminal, you're paranoid. Especially if you're like a repeat offender, like you're very paranoid. So we had to get creative all the time with the way that we did surveillance on people. But anytime I've ever done surveillance, especially like long-term surveillance, I've never left someone like if I knew like say if I was going to go do a raid, I had people on that guy 2 days in advance. And that's like them not knowing that they're being watched. So when I'm thinking like if I'm a resistance fighter or something, or if I'm in enemy territory and someone's saying like, all right, well, hey, 10 minutes, they're coming, they're sweeping these buildings. I'm going to assume someone's already watching this building if they're coming to sweep this building. So that's why I worded it the way that I did because I wanted people to like kind of trip up on it. Like,
right. No, absolutely.
It's attention to the detail.
Yes. Yes. But that's because also details, like
details
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm no.
I need to shut my whore mouth sometimes, so it's all right.
Johnny's got something for that. No,
I'm going to comment on something in the chat here. Here a minute ago, DJ Metalhead Mercenary said about, keys and stuff. A lot of times vehicles commercially, keys are left in things and left unlocked. This is public knowledge. I'm not sharing like any secret sauce or anything or telling anybody to do anything that's against the law. I'm literally just saying this is available. Should you have a Komatsu? Should you have a Kubota? Should you have a Cat? Should you have a New Holland? And
A
various
golf cart.
other types of equipment that you can literally buy the master keys for all of these Toyotas and all this and all that. You can buy these master keys on Amazon and a big key ring that's like, like 80 or 105 keys or something for like $60. Yeah. You can have keys to all this stuff, and he's got one right there.
Yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I use these a lot.
What do you think's in my assault pack for my urban kit? And I have the most used in my area in my other kits.
Yep.
That
food for thought.
It's underrated. And I think it's like, I don't think people really think about operating in urban areas. Everyone has the Red Dawn thought process, and
in the mountains in a small town. Yeah. It's not that. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to learn how to be dangerous. I mean, look at the Ukraine. Like most of what they're fighting in bigger cities. There's a lot of intel. There's a lot of data now on like the way that they're fighting, like CQB and shit. They're like, I'm just gonna throw some grenades in. I'm gonna just lob grenades until motherfuckers stop moving. Yeah. Or I'm just gonna fucking keep shooting until the building falls down.
Right.
Accuracy through volume of fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, you got a lot of folks talking about the high vis vest and trash bags and the clipboards and stuff. Funny story. So many moons ago, on Andrew's first unit in the Coast Guard, I was on this ship, and I was a little E2 prick, a little piece of shit. I had promoted from E1 to E2 out of boot camp, and
you're a big deal.
Right? Yeah. I was a high class nobody, and so I got on this thing, and I remember getting this clipboard, and I had to do these checks. Do you know how much work I got out of having a clipboard? People like, hey, we need you. I was like, I got stuff to do. I can't. And I just fucking keep walking. And everyone's like, let's go find somebody else, because he's obviously on a mission doing some shit. And I'm like, I'm just trying not to fucking do anything. Like, that's all I'm trying to do. But it's having these little things. The high vis vest. If you're all like, there's so much construction, road construction, downtown construction, all that stuff. Having a vest, and I know Gen X was talking about the hard hat and stuff like that, and just I get that a hard hat's probably a little bit tougher to conceal, but if you have a little clipboard and a high vis vest, and you're stopped, and all of a sudden you throw that shit on, all of a sudden you look like a on-site manager for a construction project with a high vis vest, and a clipboard, and everyone's like, oh, we're looking for this guy, and now he went that way. So being able to do these, and I know it's funny, but I have literally done this stuff where I have done ridiculous shit, and people are like, I have told the person looking for me, yeah, I saw him. He went that way. they're like, Jackson knows.
I saw a guy just like that. He had peanut butter all over his face.
His name's Phil McCracken. Go find him. Like, go. He's hanging out with Sharon Peters.
You ever seen that movie with Keanu Ivory Wayne's Most Wanted?
Yeah.
That scene when he's in the elevator, and it's like they have all the cops have all those guys that they're suspect is him, and he's in there with the LAPD flight suit on and the hat, and he's just like, he's in like, it's all these black bald guys. He's just like, I'm sorry, brother. and he's in an elevator full of cops.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the movie, he's standing next to this dude, and he's like, "Man, you know, you kind of look like that guy," and it's him on the news.
It's amazing. Like, again, so, and I think we've slightly gone astray from the topic, but I think it's been a good topic.
There was value there. There was value there.
So
Fraggles apparently, as Gen X said.
Right. One thing I've found it is, so I will be the first to admit I'm a terrible liar. My mom, if I say something, she'll be like, "You're an idiot. You're fucking lying." Like, she can tell. And so when you get into different, and I'm going to say, you know, investigative or clandestine style work, you have to be good at it. And you've got to look at someone and just bold face tell them some horse shit. For me personally, the best way to do that is you got to have a little bit of truth. You got to have a little bit of truth to whatever lie you're saying. And then guess what? You can believe it a little bit. Like, because I'm not saying I want everyone to become a pathological liar, because that doesn't fucking work. But if I say something and there's some truth to it, I can express it and give it to you where I believe it. And if I believe it, it comes off more, you know, honest. And you're like, wow, okay. And you just roll. You just roll with it. So finding these little tricks and knowing what to do to get yourself out of stuff. I have talked myself out of more shit. And I've been full of crap the whole time. And it's really that's the name of the game when you're in town. Because it's one of those, like, if you're surrounded by 30 people, you better have some legit shit, or you're about to catch an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be the baddest dude in the world, but I'm gonna talk my way out of it.
Your mouthpiece is like one of your most, because you're not even guaranteed to be able to get a gun or a knife in every situation that you find yourself in, and you're not always gonna have someone watching your back. So your mouthpiece is a very valuable tool. We were just talking about this today. Like, I've talked my way out of a lot of stuff, and I've talked my way into a lot of things. No, I'm just like Johnny Depp. Like I feel like people aren't. It can go. Just go back. It's going to keep coming back to this. People aren't thinking about those things, and like. That gun, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's great. It's great to have. We're American, so it's a great benefit. Keep that thing on you. Stay strapped, get clapped. But learn how to fight. Learn how to read body language. Learn how to speak. Like, if you understand, like, people, you're going to be able to understand a situation before it really gets to where you need to pull that gun. And you can 95% of the time remove yourself out of the situation to where it doesn't matter, because you're going to win 100% of the fights you don't get into. And unfortunately, we live in a world where you got kids running around with guns and switches and shit, and thinking that they're Billy Badass because some rapper told them that they are.
Right. And then they get a splinter and they cry like a bitch, you know?
Like,
But
or they watch Twilight or something.
Yeah, right. Vampires,
sparkle.
The
sparkles. Hey, girl, hey. But you're right. Like, it's one of those, like,
I don't
finding.
like you.
All right, slow down with the emo, bro. That's all.
ECR
also,
isn't here tonight.
Also, I brewed this beer, and it is fantastic. Just letting you guys know.
Awesome.
I brewed
Big
this beer.
bearded brew.
Big bearded
right,
brew.
Hey, there you go. I need to look into that. I'm gonna probably have to. ACR and I are gonna have to have a joint mission here.
Right,
He's the beer guru. Yeah.
And it'll be beer with pubes.
Motherfucker. I almost spit my damn. I would have been so damn mad.
I was literally just getting ready. Sombish.
I would have been so mad.
I spent all this time making this beer, and Andrew's gonna make me spit it all over the place.
And it burned coming out my nose.
It's making me do a ditty.
That's right. Jackson over here covering people in IPA and shit. Like
I was gonna go full NCO on you, bro. Like I was about to bust it out.
My hands like, coming out, bro.
I was gonna unretire this motherfucker.
Open up the golden case, the light shines, and the knife hand comes out.
My ex-wife made me like promise that I will never do that to my kids again. She's like, "They're not your soldiers," and I was like, "Aren't they though?"
Oh, I welcome the ridge hand. I welcome it. That's
DJ Metalhead Mercenary is offering to make labels for your big bearded brew.
Oh, good. All right. We'll have to link up offline.
That would have been awesome.
I really like legit would like to make.
Do you have his contact info?
No, I don't. No.
DJ, do you want me to send it to him?
Yeah, that's weird.
Give me one of these, brother.
Yeah.
Well, I can hear it.
But it's one of those like I think your skills and again something that you and I talked about this morning. So just so everyone knows, Jackson and I had a conversation about 6 a.m. this morning because we're both losers and can't sleep. And, but I was driving to work and I'm a dick. And the being able to utilize whatever your skill sets are, like it's one of those. Right, yeah, I'm talking to myself, but
no,
the like all your gear, your bags, your guns, your fucking knives, and all that. It isn't worth anything if you yourself suck, and I want people to take that to heart. Like it's one of those. I'm not saying that you suck. I'm just saying that if you're relying on all your gear and not a skill set, then you failed yourself. Like it's one of those, because if you're in a fight for your life and you draw your gun and you suck with your hand-to-hand skills and someone knocks that gun out of your hands, you are screwed if you can't use these. That's all I'm saying. Like it's one of those, you failed.
And if you don't like that, you need some of this.
Oh, play the soundbite, sir. You got it?
Oh, I got it. It'll take me a minute to get it queued up, but I can play it. But I'll forewarn you when it's gonna come through.
And so it's not always about, like, you know, we're talking about the gun stuff and the bag stuff and being able to do all that stuff. Again, being able to not only fight your way out of something, but verbally fight your way out of something, or prevent yourself from getting into something. Because here we are, I said some whack ass shit and I got everyone laughing and everyone forgot about what we were talking about. And guess what? Right. All of a sudden, Johnny Depp is out the fucking door. Like everyone's laughing like, wait a minute. Like,
right? You want to make whoever you're facing say, wait a minute.
That's right.
I feel like in the meetup in November, I feel like Johnny Depp is just gonna come out of nowhere. Just everyone's gonna be chilling, drinking, and then turn around, boom, Johnny Depp, dick in your face, elephant trunk thong, out of nowhere, flashbang in a fucking and a beer in one hand.
the scariest ninja shit ever.
And for that, I am going to play this. Stand by. Get your butt cheeks tight. Get them tight today.
It doesn't get old.
I wasn't ready for that.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Get your butt cheeks tight. Get them tight today.
Oh my goodness. But I think everyone needs to take a moment, go to Big Bearded Warriors page, go check out the books. Right now, go check them out and get the knowledge that you don't have, because it's one of those, like, I'm not saying that y'all don't have it, but there's a lot of things that you're probably not thinking about. And it's one of those, if by us being on here, having some friendly banter and laughing and having a good time and presenting some solid knowledge to get y'all thinking, then we win. We all win. It's not just
guys,
me.
it's what we do. We drink and we have cool beards and we know shit. Okay.
Right. That's it. And hair. And
I mean, the key to a good beard is killing commies.
that's
And eating pussy.
My autism
Me and
hates
the cat.
communism.
I support it. Hell yeah. But I think everyone needs to really, I think we all need to step back and think about stuff for a minute. And I think it's, I know I've mentioned it about my Friday Night Lives. We all get so serious and stuff. We're all so serious about having the right gear and doing this. Trust me, I am busting my ass on training, trying to make less of me to be better, right? To be tougher, stronger, faster, all that shit. But the disconnect and being able to say, you know what? Let's have fun. Let's laugh a little bit, because, if we can't laugh and enjoy a little bit of life, what are we doing all this shit for, right? Like, you've got to enjoy it. So have those breaks, but still, even on those breaks, like, I'll tell you right now, when I'm doing these lives and I'm doing all this stuff, I'm still packing heat. So if all of a sudden some shit goes down, okay, I'm gonna have to explain to the cop, like, why'd you shoot him 17 times? Like, well, I was in the middle of reloading, your bitch ass showed up, and
I'm
Daddy's
at the
been
point
drinking.
where I'm not even going to go for a gun. I'm grabbing that freaking thing right there.
that's
Attila the
Ammo's
Butcher. I'm grabbing
Right.
that thing.
but the thing, do the stuff that you're not comfortable with. The stuff everyone's doing, all the Minuteman stuff, which is good. Keep doing that. But what's it like in your neighborhood? Because, like, maybe you're not full-time country. Maybe you are, and if you are, that's great, and you should stick with that. But
Rock
sadly, a lot of us find ourselves in town at some point in time. And if you haven't practiced any of those skill sets and that bullshit goes down, the minute you're at Costco in downtown Houston, wow. Like, that's the time you don't want to find out whether or not you're good in town or not. Like, it's one of those.
It's when you don't want to find out that you can't hop a wall or run a block, or fight, because your groceries now became the most valuable thing. Or your medicine that you just picked up just became the most valuable thing in the room.
Yeah.
And this is just to be an effective warrior, you need to be a well-rounded warrior. So being effective in the mountains, that is amazing. Being good in the woods, that's amazing. But can you handle yourself in the city? Like, and I mean, I hate to say this, and I don't know how to say this without sounding racist, because I'm super racist. Like, you got these like in a lot of
Enough, Jackson. We freaking get it, man.
I won't rub off. I can't rub it off. I'm stuck doing white hand. It's bullshit. It's stupid.
But can you handle yourself with gangs, and I think like you and I, we talked the other day about that book I told you about, The Spook Who Sat by the Door. And this, to me, it's legit like a manifesto for the guerrilla warfighter. And a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, in the cities, they just got gangs and shit like that. All right. One thing I learned in law enforcement, gangs are extremely fucking organized. They train. The hood is its own government.
Yeah.
So if the hood is its own government, the gangs are its army. Yeah. So you go into you being in an urban area, this is what you have to combat. This is what you have to learn to avoid. To get your way back home, you have to get through this. So just something to think about, I guess. It's not always going to be in a an occupying force. The occupying force might be those little YNs down the street.
Yeah.
Like the crash houses.
Right.
Yeah. So
I made a post here the other day. And coupling very nicely with that, I made a post here about 2 days ago. And I said, out of 100 men in a battle, 10 do not belong there. Another 80 are mere targets. Only 9 are real fighters, and you're very lucky to have them.
Yeah.
One is a warrior, and it is he that will bring the others home.
Yep.
Something to think about. Who do you want to be in that?
Yep.
Yeah. Facts.
I think like, sorry.
No, go ahead. Because I was just going to say that, when you're dealing with these people, whether it's gangs or because if it's a collapse, you're now you've taken gangs times 10. Like it's not just the regular street gangs, the fucking Bloods, the Crips, the fucking white supremacists, whatever. It's now you've got neighborhood gangs that have organized, and they're like, hey, what the fuck, and so what are you willing to do? Like, what are you prepared to do? Are you, you got to go through that. Are you willing to, you keep saying the YNs. I fucking love that term. Are you willing to fucking beat that ass real quick and get the fuck out of there before there's fucking 12 of them? Like, and do what you need to do to get the hell home. And it's real. It's one of those like validating your skills. It really comes back to that. Like it's one, and like you said in your book, one shot. And because I'll tell you, I don't have a suppressor. I don't have a suppressor. I don't have a suppressor on my gun. So guess what? That crack, it's heard by many. And guess what? And everyone knows that sound. So now I've had to shoot one. So now my one gun's against fucking 30. Yeah. All because I couldn't utilize these or be more silent or talk my way out of it. Yeah. Something.
If you knew how to use this, you may not have to use this.
Yeah.
If you knew how to use this, you may not have to use this.
I mean, I've been in situations where
this escalates to this. So
I've been in situations where I've had to use one of these to get out of a bad situation. It's utilizing like your environment is just as much as a weapon as you are, and any of your other tools. Like we were talking this morning, I've been in fist fights in the back of a vehicle. So as you can imagine, it's not very spacious. You need to learn soft spots matter. So if I'm sticking my finger in your eye socket, or I'm chopping your throat, or fish hooking you or something, like, I'm every time I touch you, it's gonna be in a way that you want me to stop touching you. That way, it's gonna hurt.
Make it uncomfortable.
Exactly. It's an 81 Honda. How dare you?
It was really just fighting for my virginity against Diddy in the back of a coupe.
That's right. we couldn't get a hold of him. It was all baby oil. I couldn't grab him. It was all.
I bought my own baby oil and oiled myself up so I could flip out of shit.
That literally reminds me of Naked Deaf Guy on Family Guy.
I oiled everything but one spot.
You into Greco-Roman wrestling?
I know.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, it's one of those, I think we again, we went sideways on this, but I think it was a good sideways. Normally our stuff's a little more structured, and we did kind of hit the main talking points I wanted to, but when we have guests such as Big Bearded Warrior, who I'm quite frankly, like if
you came in clutch, brother.
If we could get him on damn near every week, it'd be awesome, because it'd be perfect. But because there's so much knowledge there, but the getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and going out to those environments that you're not used to. Like I have been in Third Ward. And DJ the Metalhead Mercenary, he's from Houston. I've been in Third Ward, Fifth Ward, and Seventh Ward. And let me tell you something. I'm the only white thing out there. They don't have fucking white cars. They don't have fucking... And it's one of those
thing I know about Houston. It don't matter what side of Houston you're on, you're going to get robbed.
Right, yeah. If you're not ready.
Thieves do not discriminate. They are not racist. Right. They will rob everybody equally.
I have gotten information from folks where I have, and it's all about direction and personality and knowing your audience. I've had people that would not want to tell me shit, fucking open up and tell me all kinds of stuff. And they're like, and where I need to spend time in a specific neighborhood for a long amount of time. I have not been bothered. I have been in some really bad areas where cops are like, I'm not fucking going over there. And then when I go in there, the cops are stopping me like, do you know where you're fucking going? I was like, I do. I'm good, man. Like, I got it. And you do it. But it's about being uncomfortable. And I'll tell you, the first few times I did it, I was like, I'm about to fucking die. I'm not going to make it. But I was able to talk my way out of so much and explain myself. And again, if you have openness, you can find common ground with anybody. You really can. I'll find something to talk about with you, and you'll be like, well, that honky's actually pretty fucking cool. He's kind of funny and he says some retarded shit. And they're like, yeah, he's good. Leave him alone. Don't bother him. He's out there doing something.
I think so just as many times as I've utilized a high vis vest, I've also utilized a tarp. And when I say a tarp, like I mean like legit, like a tarp. Like being homeless, you are fucking invisible, so you can go anywhere homeless. So just having I'll one of these days I'll do I'll show like my vehicle. Like I keep like ratty ass clothes in my vehicle. I'll legit look like a crackhead just so I can like be sitting somewhere and not be bothered. But at the same time, under my tarp, I have a camera, I have my weapon, like whatever. Like I've done different types of things for different situations. But being invisible, like, as like a homeless person, like you're gonna let me up on you, especially if you think I'm drunk or something, or like I'm done out. Like because then you're thinking like I'm not a threat. You think you could take advantage of me or something.
Or leave you alone. Or leave you alone.
Leave the fucking room. Yes.
They were like, oh no, fuck, this guy's gonna ask me for my change. Yeah. Yeah.
You're looking and you're seeing Sam the Seed. We did some things back in the day because I never left US soil officially. Where you would pee on your pants from your knees down.
Yeah.
For like a day or two and stick them in a bag. You would literally lay your clothes outside in a dumpster to get the smell. You would literally take in whatever crap you found in an alley or behind a building, you would smash on yourself just to appear like a bum. I have done that. In my previous life, I have done that. He's 100% right.
One time when I was cool, so like we were talking about public transportation. So I was trying to avoid someone. I was trying to get away from someone. So I hopped on a bus. I knew where the bus was going. Got on the bus, went to the back of the bus. There was a homeless dude there. I was like, hey, I'll give you this $40. You change clothes with me right now. Change clothes with the dude. Fucking got off the bus, I was essentially another person. So I walked away. It's that simple. I gave him my watch, everything. Like, it's
Yeah.
And that's just the the thought process, I guess, the mindset that you need to adapt or adopt if you're planning on being a capable goon.
Yeah, you have to be quick thinking and you have to be able to adapt. But and I'm sure you'll agree with me, Jackson, is whenever you're going to do that stuff, you have to like war game that shit ahead of time over and over and over and over again. So you have to have the mind space to be able to do that stuff too.
So one thing I hit on in my book is like, even any tactic that I do teach, I say this is something that you need to go and train, and I even tell you how to go and train and do it. It's all repetition. Is like it's just like it's the same thing. If you're carrying a gun, then you need to train with that gun often. If it's dry firing or actually going to the range and physically putting down rounds down range, it's the same thing. All this shit, you need to practice it. Like I feel like most people, you don't know if they're being followed. Most people don't know how to spot a tell, and it's really easy. It's like simple shit to know if you're being followed. And most people don't know how to follow people, which is also it's something very simple to do. But these are the things these are tools that you can have in your arsenal that will benefit you. Like most people don't know what an SDR is. So you want to learn what an SDR is? Read my book.
So because it's always fun with funny stories. Jackson knows this. I don't know if Metal knows this. So I used to be an investigator. Do a lot of different stuff, and I was working this case. I was up in East Texas. This fun story time, but it's relevant, and you got to know your environment, right? I was up East Texas, in the middle of nowhere, watching this case, and I ended up following this guy and his wife, and we went to Huntsville State Park. We pull in, and I'm like, interesting. So they pull in, they get out, they throw their stuff on, they start walking one of these trails. Now, my whole thing is to obtain video, as much video as I can of them. And I was dressed not appropriately. I was wearing shorts. I think I had like tennis shoes on. But I did have some things in my car, like bug spray and stuff like that, because it's a state park and it's Texas and everything else. But I had this shirt. I threw it on, and it was like, I wouldn't say like a Hawaiian shirt, but like for some reason, it seemed to work in the environment that I was in. Like it looked like it was a inadvertent camo. And so I grab a bag. I got all my shit in there. I grab a bottle of water. Because I'm thinking, these motherfuckers aren't going to go. He's Sasquatch. Touche, sir. So I give them a lead, right? And I park and I go in. And I, like, soon as I walked out, I kind of caught myself in my mirror. I was like, I look like a fucking tourist. Like, I've got this.
Perfect. Perfect. Break out the Vivitar and
So they're going, and I see them, and I was like, okay. And this is where having, again, the goon knowledge, the knowledge of the woods, I'm like, okay, so this path looks like it goes this way. And if I sit there just following them, they're going to be like, this fucking weirdo is, oh my gosh, Krista's leaving. But anyhow, this, I've got to be more discreet, right? So I am running into the woods, into poison ivy, into snakes, and I'm fucking setting up my tripod to get these little segments of video of them fucking doing their thing. And I'm watching them, and they're doing their thing, and I'm like, all of a sudden, like the paths start doing fucking forks, and I'm like, son of a bitch, like, where the fuck did they go, right? And so I am literally running up one path, running back down, running up the next path, running back. and I run up one path, and I'm jogging, right? Like I'm jogging like this retarded tourist with this shit, and I pass them, and I'm like, and then like you see me, it's like them and me on this path that's like, yay wide, and I keep going. I'm like, I may be burnt. I may have messed this up. And so I give myself some space. I try to get some video, and so they keep turning around. I was like, fuck this. And so I just go into the woods. Into a fucking state park. And then guess what? No fucking signal, no nothing. I'm lost as shit in the fucking woods. And I find so I find this high line, these fucking power lines. I'm like, all right, if I follow these power lines far enough, I'll end up finding a fucking road. I'll be good. Like, I've got enough water, I have enough stamina, I'm good to go. And my plan worked. And I take this path, and I end up finding a ranger station in the middle of the woods. And this guy's like, are you okay? I was like, bro, I don't even know where I parked. Like, I'm just trying to get back to my car. Like, I don't even know where I'm at. Like, where? So it gets better. Like, Jackson already knows where this is going. So we're in this guy's truck. He's like, hey, where'd you come in? I was like, I think I came in off of like 195, something like that. He's like, okay, I think I know where you're at. He gets this radio call. The radio call is as follows. Hey, Bill. Hey, can you meet up with this couple? They said there's some weird guy following them in the woods. So I'm sitting there, and I look at Bill's like, what kind of fucking, who does some weird shit like that? And Bill's like, I know. I was like, so someone just follows some weird couple in the woods like a fucking creeper? Like, really? He's like, dude, he goes, it's like fucking, there's all kinds of weirdos. Like, fuck that guy. That guy's probably a fucking loser. Fuck that guy. And so he was like, hey, man, he goes, do you mind if I go to this call and go talk to them? I'm like, yeah, let's go, man. Like, whatever you need to do. So banking on the fact that they walked back to their car, I was like, okay, because like if they just went to another ranger station, I was like, well, Andrew's gonna be lost in the woods again because he's gonna have to go do some goon shit. So this park ranger parks, right? And he goes, hey, I'm gonna go talk to them. I'll make sure you get back to your car. I was like, you go handle whatever you need to do. So he parks and goes talks to them. I sneak out of that truck and I fucking beeline it to my truck. I get in my truck, and you want to see a fucking dude fucking roaching his tires, and the guy they're talking to, that's fucking him.
Were you like that down, like trying to like whip out?
I'm thanking God I put that spray on my license plate, so when they take a picture, everything's all blurry. So I'm rolling down the road, and I'm like, whew, that was a close one.
That's some real goon shit right there too.
But it's one of those, like, if you don't have any adaptability, because like I was in this car with the fucking park ranger. Just so you know, this park ranger is also a fucking law enforcement officer, right? Like, I could have been fucking arrested. And I'm just like rolling with it, just like yeah, fuck this weirdo. Fuck this weirdo. I'm pretty sure his name's Jackson. You need to go find him. But being on your feet and being able to explain and get out of that stuff, I've gotten out of more shit. And I'm telling you, I guarantee if I go to Huntsville State Park, there's a fucking bolo for my ass. They're like, this motherfucker here. I guess so. I burned that shirt.
So like I guess that's like the nice thing about having like another nice piece of kit burner phones because then you can call in. Oh, shit, should I say that? Do you get where I'm going with this?
I do.
I'll just fuck it.
Say it. Go.
So nice thing about burner phones,
Full send,
like,
bro.
say if you're in a situation like that, you can call in false reports. You can tie up resources. So say if you're in enemy territory, right? All right. Now call it. You need to get out. You need to get off the X. So you'd be like, hey, I saw a suspicious person carrying a backpack. They look very odd. Like I think like it may be like a bomb or whatever. Like like a boom or a fucking. I saw a person with a gun. Whatever. You need to tie up resources. You need to get everyone and their mom where you're trying to get away from. So you can send resources that are here, there, so then you can get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like in a burner phone, that's a nice little piece of kit to have. Or even
good.
There's been times like where I've even used a burner phone and I gave it to like a fucking crackhead or something. I was like, hey man, I just found this. Is this yours? And they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's mine. Oh, okay, here. Now, even if that phone it's burned, they're now they have an active.
It's burnt, but it's working for you.
Exactly. Right. So
yeah. No, I was just gonna say so for those burner phones, I know around here, and I learned this after that event right there where I had no fucking service, but the track phone, you go to Walmart and it's fucking
$20.
Yeah, 20 30 bucks, and you get some minutes on there. Maybe you buy a couple extra cards or whatever, and you've got this. And it's again, when I was one of my accounts many moons ago was up in the deep woods, kind of not. It's up heading towards where Randall's Little Adventure lives, and none of my phones worked. And I remember talking to this manager, and she's like, "Hey, all the hunters out here, they buy a track phone because that's the only shit that works when they're fucking in East Texas." And so something like that, like whether it's an emergency purpose, like maybe it's to make contact real quick to like, to talk to family, be like, hey, like save this number and it's me calling and it's like, hey, I'm here and I'm en route and it's done. Or like you said, you throw people off and then I've spent $20 and I give it to some hobo and he's got 15 more minutes of talk time to go text his fucking blow up doll girlfriend that's also homeless or whatever. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, and now if anyone's tracking that phone or that card or that number or whatever, they're following Hobo Joe in fucking, the bayou, whatever. Yep. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's that simple.
Yep. I mean, even the benefits, same difference in carrying spare clothes or having the ability to buy some more clothes. They're looking for a dude in a hat and a Superman shirt. All right, put on a fucking jacket, take your hat off, walk the opposite direction. Like some simple things. These are simple pieces of kit that are gonna the ability to go invisible is super important. Because especially if you're in a shit hits a fan situation, like if you're in the city and you don't live in the city, but shit pops off, I remember like I worked throughout the entire time, like during all the riots and shit. I'm here in Wisconsin, so I literally worked in Kenosha when all that shit was going on. I just blended. I moved. So these books that I wrote, these are from my firsthand experiences. This is what I did for work. So like being able to legit just duck down an alley and switch out clothing and then pop back out, and the other side of the alley is a effective tool that you can have in your arsenal. And just knowing how to move with the crowd or move move to where no one's like really paying attention to you, like look like you belong, I guess.
I know here in Houston, this area, there are a million fucking thrift shops, and $5.
Yeah,
$5, I can damn near change out my whole outfit. I can definitely get a shirt or a hoodie and a hat. And like you said, like I'm wearing if I'm Jackson, I've got a Superman t-shirt and a hat. I can spend $5 and get a button-up shirt or a hoodie and like red shoes or something, and just completely change my image and go, and a bandana or some shit and just, and it's and we should all be carrying cash, because it's one of those like, hey, like you just throw it to them. You can even haggle those motherfuckers, man. Like, hey, like I've got $5 and I got it. Now all of a sudden I've ditched my black JanSport, and now I've got a fucking red. I don't get red because that's stupid. That stands out.
You got a paper bag,
right? Yeah. Or just one of the backpacks that's it's almost, I call them like a hobo pack that is literally just strings. And now all of a sudden I look like a little fucking millennial, you know.
One thing that, so like say like if my original legend cover, sorry, like if my original cover, if I was like dressed like a working man, and then if I'm switching out, then I'm gonna switch into a business attire, because now I'm a completely different vibe. Like whatever, like I'll even go as far as like I'll keep like I'll be able to like fix my beard quickly. I'll take my hat off, and I can change my posture. I can change the way I speak to where you're like, hey, like, well, like he sounded like he was from here. Well, no, now I'm speaking with an accent. I'm from the Dominican Republic. Whatever. So like those are like SOPs that I've always set for myself. It's like I said, just become a fucking ghost. Like no one's become the person that they think they saw, or he could have been this, he could have been this tall, he could have been that, like you could have been this weight, like, the things to think about.
Do you know where you see this kind of stuff a lot? And you never hear the cool guys on here talking about it. You see this in SF.
Yeah.
Special forces do this shit all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Right.
Tier 1 elements mostly.
And yeah. And at that tip of that spear, the old spade, you learn those things. And you see all the cool guys saying, you don't need to train like SF because you're not SF. Bullshit. You're a different element of civilian SF. Let me tell you. Because you don't have formal training in this. You have to do, in essence, kind of like on the job training, because you have to go like disappear into the mist and reappear as you need to. You need to be seen when you need to be seen. You need to disappear when you need to disappear. And being able to be that chameleon, to not be the gray man, but to be the invisible man. Because the gray man, you can still see. The invisible man, he blends everywhere. You do not see him. You do have to train like you're SF. I'm sorry. To break the cool guy's balls, but I got your pucker powder.
Yeah.
I feel like you
do have to train like you're SF.
Well, so like people, all right, so like the Minuteman community, truly understanding what a Minuteman wasn't a regular. So they were individuals, in a way, Minutemen were specialized units because they were experts at guerrilla warfare. All special forces they are people that utilize the same tactics, UW, like unusual warfare. So understanding that as a Minuteman, then a modern day Minuteman, then these are the tactics that you need to be an expert in.
Yeah.
Like being able to last in a sustained gunfight, understanding that stuff, that's finding Danny. Like being able to move in the woods and shit, that's finding Danny. Like but fighting in the city is a little different, because it's not always, you're not going to always just be fighting, hey, the dude that's over here that you're actually shooting at, his homie might be coming. He might see like, hey, well, my boy is in this situation. I've legit been in fucking gunfights as a police officer, and if you're not controlling your scene, or even if it before it escalates to a fucking gunfight, if you're not controlling your scene, you're letting people get on their phone. They're on their phone. More than likely, they're calling other motherfuckers to come out there and jump on your ass. Yep. So now this is what you have to worry about. The 2 people that you were dealing with just turned into 15. So
yeah.
And then this goes back to what we were talking about, running that radio, being able to articulate what's going on and where it's happening to get the homies where they need to be. So
and 15 people that all know the area better than you.
Exactly. Because they can just be like, the tire, the little tire swing, there are the busted fire hydrant.
Yeah.
We're right here. And you have no fucking
We're over by Smitty's. We're over by the pizza joint on 5th.
We're there by Pookie's.
Right. but so I'm gonna be funny here, but serious at the same time. Like I can go into that dollar store, that's thrift store, and I can change clothes and probably get a clipper, like clippers. I can shave my face in less than 10 minutes. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, where's Johnny Depp? Oh, hey, there's Chaz Bono. Just like that. Like they can be like, just that fast. But it's one of those.
I can have whatever hair I want because I have none.
When you were talking about multi-tools, my multi-tool has scissors. If I twist this up and cut this off just right here, I take all this and I snip that off. I'm a totally different dude. Just that fast. I ditch the vest, I throw on something else, and I'm gone. And they're looking for the zigzag man, right? I'm fucking out of there, man. Gone.
It's funny because when I grew my beard out, my thought process was like I want to like change up my like appearance, and I'm like in my head I was like, oh, this is gonna like make me like not stick out so much, and it had the exact opposite effect. Like then when we're like, oh man, let me sit on that thing, and I'm like, no. Yeah, because I totally look like Pee Wee Herman under this thing. So
that's why I've said it on my lives. If I shave, I get tired of signing fucking Chaz Bono autographs. Everyone thinks I'm fucking Chaz Bono if I fucking shave.
Dude, when you were talking your story about running through the state park and shit, I was like literally envisioning Beverly Hills Ninja. So I was thinking like Chris Farley kind of vibes with like what you were doing.
And he's like following the couple.
Right.
It was probably a lot like that. Like
a little bit.
But like we initially said we were going to talk about PAX, but then wait a minute, we ended up flipping the script because there's a lot of things that get overlooked that we brought out here tonight. It's not the cool, glamorous, like cool. Yeah, we're cool and we wear skinny jeans and we quit at the company we co-founded. We're not the wear the lab coat and safety goggles and like I got this cool new gun from this like new manufacturer and we're gonna like blow shit up.
Did we lose him?
We're not doing that. We're giving. Of course you lost me because I had absolute freaking gold there.
Yeah, right. Like right in the middle of a thought. Like...
At what part did you lose me? Because I can bring it back.
So here's where we lost you.
Never to make the pound of the handicap. You're talking about a Wayans brother earlier, so I had to bring one up.
Right.
Wait a minute.
But no, like we came in here to talk about PAX, but we kind of flipped the script because this stuff is very important and it's stuff that people don't talk about, especially in this space. You have the cool guys running around with like in their skinny jeans and they quit their co-founded company. Then you have the guys that wear the lab coat and the glasses that blow up ballistic dummies with this cool new gun that this manufacturer provided for us, while Charlie goes over and finger fucks it with a rake. They don't
Johnny
talk
Depp
about this
uses
stuff.
3.
Tree of
2 in
them.
the pink, 1 in the stink.
Depending on who
You
she
go like
is.
this, or you go like this and you have the school bus. That's a school bus.
That's the only fans, come find me. Oh God. Well, gang, we are creeping. God, we've been on here 2 hours, gents.
Creeping up on 2, guys. Yes, sir.
It has been a fantastic night. Both my dogs have told me that it's time to shut it down. They're very good at letting me know that. Stella's kind of poked her head in the door like, are you done being an idiot?
And the current tally for me for how many times my internet has dropped since I started this live is 29 times. My internet has dropped while I've been doing this live.
30 now.
That's still 29. It's the back end.
Most of it wasn't noticeable. There were a couple times that it did that you could tell, but
I've been keeping track. Every time my meter goes to 0, I know.
Yeah.
And I get the globe with the X.
Yeah. So I want to give a special thanks to Jackson, Big Bearded Warrior, for a last minute, like literally 12 hours ago. I said, wait a minute, you want to hop on? You want to hop on and talk about something? And we kind of went sideways. We had a little bit of structure, and but I think it was all good. And of course, big thanks.
We had fun.
The TinMan-Metal, the host of the Whiskey Wednesdays, bringing us all together here. It's always a good time. And if you have not checked out Big Bearded Warriors books, you have some homework tonight, folks. I'm sorry. Teacher Andrew saying, go read his books. Don't be a punk bitch. Go read the books. Go get better. Well, you can still be a punk bitch and read the books, but whatever. That's
your prerogative.
Yeah.
And I want to thank ACR for being the amazing co-host MC of the night, as always, Wednesdays. Thank you, brother.
Cheers. Cheers. Warrior, do you have any whiskey tonight?
Oh, I got to get a splash.
No, I've just been drinking my beer.
Got to get a splash.
But I didn't ask you that. I said, do you have any whiskey?
I have whiskey, but yeah, I'm not drinking it. Yeah.
But I mean, there's time. We'll wait.
I'll wait. We'll wait. You just need a splash.
I got shit to do in a few hours.
So do I, sadly.
He's got cool guy goon hood rat shit to do.
Right.
He's got a rooftop to protect because he's Korean.
You go now.
Right, exactly.
You make good time.
He's Blackanese.
He's Blackie Chan.
Warrior's like, I'm never coming on here again.
I am never doing this show ever again. F you guys.
These dicks. I'm going to Texas. I was going to West Texas. I'm going to Houston and beating some white ass is what I'm doing.
And I'm gonna swing out to Pennsylvania and knock that honky out. Meanwhile, in the green room later, he's like, "Dude, you guys are awesome. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow."
Wait a minute.
It's like wait a minute. It's like the WWE, just like politics. Everyone's all the banter back and forth, and all of a sudden, everyone's I'm hitting Jackson and Metal with the chair. They're punching me in the face, and then the green room are like, "Fuck all those people!" Like
right. And thank you, folks in the chat, for joining us tonight. Thank you guys for getting in there and mixing it up in the chat. replay crew, drop the comment that you're doing the replay crew thing. Leave us a comment. Watch the whole thing because there's a lot of valuable stuff in here. Go back and watch it again. Take notes. Very worth it.
Yes.
And check out Jackson's books, Big Bearded Warriors books. Go
Take
check
notes.
his page. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe to his channel. Go subscribe to ACR's channel if you are here on Metal's channel. You hear me? I will know.
You heard me.
You
That's
heard?
how it goes.
You heard.
So for
You
the
heard.
last one of the evening, gentlemen, here's
Again,
to all
thank
y'all
you.
folks.
Yes. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Metal. Thank you, Big Bearded Warrior Jackson, for coming in. My best to y'all. Cheers.
Skull. DJ gets that.
The Wisconsin guy and me I finished all my beer before you guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
We'll
okay.
forgive
we
you.
get it. We get it.
I'll send you more.
So,
Shit, I'll be down there next week.
folks, you heard him. He said it.
So the
So-
funny thing, he's going to be in Texas and he's still going to be 13 hours away.
Yeah.
Right? That's how.
I mean,
that
he's
state
just
is.
as close in fucking Wisconsin right now. Jesus Christ!
Right.
You might as well be in fucking China. Like it's.
Jana.
Oh,
Do you guys
God.
got anything coming up this week so the folks know what you guys got going on this week yet for here on the YouTubes?
Jackson, go ahead, sir.
Probably I'm gonna do like an in-depth review on the Helicon recce rig. I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison on the recce rig and the patrol line rig. That'll probably be on Saturday or Sunday. I'm gonna get it in the dirt a little bit, see how I feel about it, and then I'm gonna probably do like my Texas loadout video.
Nice.
Yeah, I know you've been
Those
waiting
will
for
be
that
good.
one.
Yeah.
Those will be good. Metal,
Yeah.
what about you, sir?
Me, I will be here Sunday to do the Sunday BS sesh. I am currently writing episode 54 of the podcast. It does not have a title yet, but it will get them cheeks tight. So be prepared. And it's not going to be the warm, cuddly, snuggly metal that y'all are used to. It's going to be explicit content. So be prepared.
I
Nice.
support it.
And
I
ACR,
support-
what about you, brother?
So I still owe everybody a couple. I got a review on this this new flashlight, this Stryon HL that I'm going to do a comparison with the Stridion 2020. Of course, we've got the Friday night late night live with ACR Protect.
Foam and friends.
Yeah, Foam and Friends. No, yeah, it's one of those, like it's just a free for all. So I welcome everyone here along with the trolls, because hell, we've converted some trolls on that. Like we shame them and get them to become subs. And so I do want to thank everyone in the chat, everyone that watches this, all the subs. Again, if you have not subbed to Metal, Big Bearded Warrior, stop
Or
living
ACR.
or me, stop living under caves in Afghanistan. Like, get out. I've literally got subs from overseas. Like, get out, sub to these channels, have a good time.
Become people of culture.
Right. Johnny Depp is full of culture, or
We appreciate the
cultures is
finer
what he
things.
gives to the doc. But
Culture's been full of Johnny Depp.
it's something or something like
Little something.
little something. Little something. But no, this has been a great Whiskey Wednesday, another one for the books. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Metal, for hosting. Thank you, Big Bearded Warrior, for coming out and joining us.
Jackson, stick
It's
around for the
been a-
green room afterward.
Yep.
Yep.
And ladies and gents, thank y'all. Much appreciated. Y'all take care. and we will catch you next Wednesday for another epic episode.
Yes, sir. Until then or the next time, guys, metal out.